Hey, welcome to the Bill and Frantz Show. Frantz isn't here right now, but he will be later, so hold your breath. Our guest today is Susan Elaine Kopp, who's a musician and a thespian. And she's going to play some music for us, but first we're going to find out all about her. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you've got a band that was going to play a little bit later and a theater background, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So let's first talk about your theater background.
Well, I'll try to make a long story short. And it's a long story because I've wanted to be a performer my whole life. But I really started acting a lot in high school, as many people do. I went to Stevens College and I got a degree in theater. And since graduating from college, I started working in regional theater, mostly in musicals. And then around 2003, I came back and settled in St. Louis and have done a lot of acting. And also, I work as a teaching artist for COCA. I really enjoy teaching young people about theater and performance and just generally being creative and finding their inner artist.
Okay, and for the people outside of the St. Louis region, what is COCA?
COCA is the Center of Creative Arts, and it's a place where people of all ages can go to learn about various art forms, all the way from acting and visual art, even through culinary art. And there are classes for early childhood up through adults. So it's a performing arts center.
Very nice. And I've also seen that you have, I've seen you in at least one performance. It was a bit role. You played a school kid who raised her hand or something in the Jackie Robinson play.
That's right. Another company, or one theater company I work for pretty frequently that I'm really proud of my work for them, is Metro Theater Company. They specialize in theater for young audiences and families. And they do that in such a way that really honors the intelligence of young people. And that show you're talking about, Jackie and Me, was about Jackie Robinson. And I actually played lots of little roles throughout the play, including a baseball player, which was really a lot of fun, especially the short brunette wig. Who was that?
That was great. That was a really good play. I enjoyed it very much. So that they also do since it's for kids and stuff, it's very they're educational and they teach good lessons, right?
I think that Metro's, yes, definitely. I mean, Metro's mission is really to make everyone, but especially young people, think about the world. And I'm currently working on a play called Unsorted, and Unsorted is thematically about being bullied and boxed into a specific role when really all of us is a lot of everything. And this play was written by an excellent playwright, Wesley Middleton, whose work we've produced before. And in the play, the characters are clothings. And these clothings, like one clothing is skirt. Her costume is made up of all different kinds of skirts. So it's very eclectic, like human beings. So it allows us to look at the world through a lens, but not to be threatened by it because we're not looking right in a mirror. And we have a lot of backing from the community because the issues of stereotyping are just so widespread that the message is really appealing to a lot of schools and organizations and just human beings in general.
Okay. Well, let's talk about music.
My musical background started when I was singing along to records at the ripe old age of 4. My favorite one was the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, and I made my mom play that song over and over and over again. But then when I was about 7, I got really interested in learning how to play the piano. And so I did take piano lessons for a couple of years, and I discovered a talent for singing, and so I really focused on singing, and I got some musical training in college. And just in the last 5 years, after receiving a piano that belonged to my grandfather, thank you, Aunt Marilyn, I sat down and I started to play songs that I knew, and then I got kind of creative. I was like, well, what if I make up some songs? Like, this is something that never occurred to me before. So here I find myself later in life writing music and just becoming very passionate about it. I feel like I enjoy writing poetry. I love to sing and play, so it combines everything that I like.
I couldn't agree more. I'm also a songwriter, in case you didn't know. So the trick is, I mean, I started writing songs when I was in my teens. Starting later in life, I wonder if it's harder to write music that wasn't already written. You know what I mean? Do you have that problem? Or just do new ideas come automatically, or do you have the problem of whoops, that's from 1973? Oops.
Oh, that's a great question, and I've actually thought a lot about that too. One of the best metaphors that I've heard for music in general is that music is like an ocean. You know, it from the beginning of time, it keeps flowing, and you can never really leave behind what is from the past, that it's always going to find its way into the present. And also the nature of music, I mean, there are certain sounds that just work. Music is very mathematical. So having one song having similarity to another, you know, one of my pet peeves is when people say, oh, they stole that from this band. You know, there's influence and inspiration, and then there's, you know, stealing. But I think that the nature of music means that we're always going to hear similarities. I think I worry more about my own songs being too similar to one another than I do that they sound too much like other music. Because, man, if you turn on the radio and listen to pop music, which I do sometimes, I actually enjoy a little pop music from time to time. I like to shake it. But there, you know, everything sounds very similar.
Yeah, they all have the same chord progression, actually.
Right. It's pop. It's popular because it's easy on the ears. So.
Or because it's awesome.
Or because it's awesome. Yeah, more often because it's easy on the ears, I think. But yeah, that's what I worry about the most is trying to find differentiation in my own songs. Do you struggle with that too sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes lately I'm like, oh yeah, I'm falling back into. I don't think every song sounds the same, but I worry that maybe I have the same habits.
Sure.
Yeah, so I have trends and certain things like that, but never the same, never exactly the same, which is good. It's amazing how you can use the same small amount of material and do so many different things, and every time it sounds somewhat original.
That's
impressive.
True. I've noticed that, and I'm so thrilled. I started writing this music on my own, and actually my bandmates that were going to see Kate and Seth kind of approached me about putting together a trio. And first of all, it was just so exciting to have someone want to do something with my music. That was validating. And also to hear it come alive with other instruments.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that it can work tells me that, you know, maybe we're on to something.
Collaboration is a beautiful thing.
It really is. And they are wonderful, generous collaborators. The first song that I wrote, which has gone through a little bit of evolution in the last 5 years, but not a whole lot. It's called Heart on Your Sleeve. Like heart on your sleeve. And it was written about my son Jesse, who was 4 at the time and is now 9. And the idea came to me when I dropped him off at daycare one morning on my way to work. And he was crying, and everyone there, all of the teachers kept telling him to stop crying, stop crying. And I remembered actually myself being 4, getting dropped off at daycare and having the same situation, even being threatened to stop crying, you know. And I thought, oh, that poor kid. And I just wanted them to stop telling him to stop crying. But he and I share this extreme sensitivity, and I thought about how that would be a burden in his life. So the song starts out talking about how, you know, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. You know, you're just asking for trouble, basically. But then through the course of the song, I realize, or the speaker of the song, myself, realizes that wearing your heart on your sleeve leaves you open to all sorts of love and good things. And so that's the way to live. The other song is called Difficult Love, and it was written for my mother. I wrote the song after I became a parent and started to look at that relationship from both sides as a child and a parent. My mother and I are very close, but we've also, had a lot of rocky times along the way. And I realized that she and I both have always wanted and been trying to express the same things to each other. And instead of accepting that and finding peace, instead we end up arguing the same point. I'm sure this is familiar to a lot of people. It could be either the parent or the child singing because both people really feel the same way.
That's great. I would say that a sign of a good song is that it's both individual and universal. And the more different ways you can see it and have it still make sense is a really good thing, in my opinion.
Great.
Not everyone agrees with me, but...
Well, I hope my songs will ring true that way.
There you go.
Back to your earlier question about being original, I think I try not to worry about that, and I just write from the heart. People say write what you know, and I feel like if I'm expressing something that is true and honest, and that I let that instrument speak for me, then I'll leave it up to other people to decide whether it's original or good enough, because I didn't start writing music for others. I write for me because it makes me feel good and I like to express myself. So other people can decide whether it's worth anything or not. It's worth a lot to me.
So let's wrap it up, shall we? Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for playing the songs that we're about to hear. And shine on.
I really appreciate you having me.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Mr. Romance here, and I have more love advice for you. Pretty cold out here this winter, and if it's cold in your relationship and your love life, I feel sorry for you. I feel real bad for you because I know you was lonely as hell on these cold days. But check this out. Here's some advice for you. Do something different for your woman, okay? If she has a lot of cotton drawers, maybe you should get her some silk drawers. You know, try something different. You know what I'm saying? It might feel real good on her body. Make her move a little bit like this or something, you know. But go from cotton to silk. You know, get her some real good drawers. Try that one. Love advice from Mr. Romance. Sometimes clothes can make a difference, bruh. And so does material. That silk on the body feel real good. That's all I know. Love advice from Mr. Romance. Get your girl some new drawers. All right? Peace out, y'all. God bless.